Hey friends, अगर आपको genuinely रिपोर्ट राइटिंग स्किल सीखना है तो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट रिपोर्ट राइटिंग सिर्फ बुक्स, नोटबुक्स एंड एग्जाम्स की आंसर शीट तक लिमिटेड रहने वाला एक पीस ऑफ राइटिंग नहीं है, बल्कि ये एक ऐसा फॉर्मल डॉक्यूमेंट है जिसका यूज पुलिस एफआईआर एंड विमेन गॉसिप से लेके स्मॉल किड्स की शिकायतों तक सभी जगह होता है। एंड न्यूज़पेपर तो रिपोर्ट राइटिंग का मोस्ट परफेक्ट एंड मोस्ट लीगल एग्जाम्पल है, क्योंकि अप्रोक्सीमेटली इन सभी में कुछ बातें कॉमन होती हैं, जैसे डेट, टाइम, प्लेस एंड द रिपोर्टर्स नेम। इसीलिए ऑल दीज एग्जाम्पल्स सीम टू बी वेरी अप्रोप्रिएट ऑन द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ रिपोर्ट राइटिंग। Before starting to learn report writing, a few questions are necessary to be answered. So, let's think, what's a report? The answer is short and simple. It's a brief account of an event that has already taken place, which could be academic, technical, business oriented or public issue. क्योंकि ये एक ऐसे इवेंट की डिटेल होती है जो पहले ही हो चुका है, इसीलिए हम इसको लिखने के लिए हमेशा पास्ट टेंस का यूज करते हैं। Another notable point is कि सिर्फ रिपोर्ट राइटिंग ही नहीं, बल्कि पूरे वर्ल्ड के किसी भी वर्क को करने से पहले हमें उसका पर्पस माइंड में रखना बेहद जरूरी होता है। Only then we can complete the task more effectively and efficiently. So for this, हमें ये समझना जरूरी है कि for what do we write reports? मतलब हमारी लिखी हुई रिपोर्ट कहाँ पब्लिश होने वाली है। Reports are basically written for journals, newspapers, school magazines and assemblies. पर्पस माइंड में रखना इसलिए भी जरूरी होता है कि न्यूज़पेपर रिपोर्ट एंड स्कूल मैगजीन की रिपोर्ट के फॉर्मेट में थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस होता है, जिसे हम आगे डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे। लेकिन अगर मैं कुछ की डिफरेंसेस की बात करूं तो मैगजीन रिपोर्ट यूजेस हेडिंग, बट न्यूज़पेपर रिपोर्ट यूजेस हेडलाइन। मैगजीन रिपोर्ट यूजेस बाय, नेम, डेजिग्नेशन एंड क्लास, while newspaper report uses by, name, designation and newspaper name. Magazine report has a direct starting, but newspaper report uses place and date first. And the last question arises, what is the purpose of writing a report? The answer is, the purpose of writing a report is to relay the observations to specific audience and readers in a clear and concise manner. So before writing, let's keep two things in mind. Number 1, area of publication, so that we can adopt a proper format. And number 2, purpose of writing, so that your report could be tailored to the reader's needs and expectations. Let's move further and try to find out the demands of CBSE board. Basically, question number 4 in class 11th and 12th appears in two parts. This question carries 10 marks. In this, either you have to write report or a factual description of people or places. Let's review the proper format of writing a report so that you can craft a professional one. Format of report basically includes three things. Number 1, heading or headline. Number 2, byline. Number 3, content, which includes at least 3 paragraphs: introduction, details and conclusion. Let's talk about them one by one. Number 1, heading, title और headline. 80% तो ये क्वेश्चन में ही दिया होता है, but if not given, you need to prepare one. And it's a suggestion that do not use more than 8 words to make a report title. Another tip is, while writing a report title, ask yourself what do you want to tell the readers. And whatever comes to your mind, that's your report title. Examples: Seminar on water conservation. Students' service to the victims of flood. Anna Hazare refuses to end hunger strike. School holds 22nd annual function. Fatal road accident, 3 killed, 7 injured. Number 2, byline. Byline means writer's name. Mostly it's also given in the question. But if not given, you can write by ABC, by XYZ, but don't write your own name. The point of attention is, if you are writing a report for a school magazine, byline should be by, name, designation and class. And if you are writing for newspaper or journal as a reporter, byline should be by, name, designation and the name of the newspaper. Example: TOI, The Indian Express, The Hindu, etc. If the newspaper is very popular, you can also use the abbreviations like TOI or NBT. यहाँ पर न्यूज़पेपर का नाम देने का एक और भी रीजन है, वो ये कि इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि न्यूज़पेपर का रिपोर्टर ही किसी पर्टिकुलर न्यूज़पेपर के लिए रिपोर्टिंग करेगा. Sometimes these newspapers purchase the news articles from several news agencies like PTI, means Press Trust of India. So the origin of the news is also to be clarified. And if you are writing a report for newspaper or journal as a student, so byline should be by name, designation and school name without class. Here notable point is that always remember the place and date are written in the first paragraph of the report. Let's understand better. The following questions and their marking scheme has been taken from the CBSE board official website. As I told you earlier, before writing let's keep the purpose in mind. इस एग्जाम्पल में पॉइंट ऑफ अटेंशन है कि रिपोर्ट हैज टू बी रिटन फॉर स्कूल मैगजीन एंड CBSE बोर्ड गिव्स द फॉलोइंग मार्किंग स्कीम फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन वेयर मार्क्स आर अवॉर्डेड फॉर राइटिंग द क्लास एज वेल. जबकि रिपोर्ट राइटिंग में यूजुअली क्लास इज नॉट मेंशन्ड. So the reason is simple to understand that the report is to be published in the school magazine. इसीलिए keep the purpose in mind while writing the report. The second example is the following is also a question from CBSE official website and board does not want you to write class here. But marks are provided for by and the writer's name. So always remember the different formats of byline discussed earlier. After the discussion of title and byline, there comes number 3, which is content. It includes at least 3 paragraphs: introduction, details, and conclusion. Before starting this, I advise you to collect the following information like date, time, place, purpose, institution or organization, and occasion. अगर आपको इनमें से कुछ नहीं भी दिया है तो try to supply on your own according to the situation. Situation means whether your question is on a positive event or a negative state of affairs. Examples of positive events are annual day, farewell, blood donation camp, quiz competition, match, exhibition, social service, seminar, etc. And examples of negative state of affairs are accident, flood, theft, robbery, or any other mishap. Let's take an example of a report writing on a positive topic for school magazine. Recently, ABC Public School held a debate competition on the topic that death penalty should be abolished. Write a report in about 125 to 150 words for the school magazine. Sign as Anuj Dhawan, Anuja Sapra, editor of school magazine. So first, you need to remember that we are writing the report for the school magazine. So we have to write a heading, not a headline. And the example is Friendly Debate to Enhance Communication Skills by Anuj Dhawan, editor of school magazine 12th D. और अगर ये सेम क्वेश्चन न्यूज़पेपर रिपोर्ट के लिए होता तो हेडिंग कुछ इस तरह होता: ABC Public School organizes a friendly debate by Anuj Dhawan, staff reporter, The Express News, or any other newspaper name. That's why I mentioned in the beginning that purpose mind में रखना बेहद जरूरी होता है. कई बार ये क्वेश्चन में नहीं दिया होता है कि whether you are writing for a newspaper or a magazine, so it is understood कि you are writing for a newspaper. Now comes paragraph number 1. It is basically the introduction. But ध्यान रखने वाली बात है कि अगर आप स्कूल मैगजीन के लिए लिख रहे हैं तो सिटी नेम मेंशन करना जरूरी नहीं होता. But here you need to answer 5 W's: what, who, when, where and why, plus the aim and objectives of the event. Means your introductory paragraph should look like this. Remember to keep it short and concise because you are supposed to give only an overview of the event in this paragraph. We can say that we adopted the following strategy to compose the first paragraph of the report. Paragraph 2. It is the main content which describes the event in a proper sequence along with a small description, which may include how the event started, the name of the chief guest, judges, and the number of participants or participating teams, winners in a sequence, highlights of the events, etc. So finally, your middle paragraph will look like this. You can also adopt the following words to compose the report specially for debate competition. Additionally, I would say that if you are writing for an annual function, you need to mention cultural events, speeches, school report, prize distribution, etc. Means always remember the related events and mention them in a sequence. A notable point is CBSE permits you to add one more paragraph here if you feel that some important information is missing. Now comes paragraph 3, which is conclusion. The report should be ended with a positive note, like what promises were made, the highlights of the chief guest's address, and any other relevant information. But ultimately, positive events should be summarized with positive note only. Like you must have watched 100 बात की एक बात by Kishore Ajwani on News 18. He ends every news report with a positive note. Here you need to adopt the same style. Finally, your concluding paragraph should look like this. वैसे भी आपको एक अच्छा रिपोर्ट राइटर बनने के लिए प्रोफेशनल न्यूज सुनना या उसको रीड करना कुछ टाइम के लिए अपनी एक रेगुलर हैबिट बना लेनी चाहिए. Now let's take an example of a report writing on a negative topic like flood, theft, robbery, road accident or any other mishap which is usually published in the newspaper. And the question goes like this. Here also you need to keep in mind that we are writing this for the newspaper. So title and byline as discussed earlier. And the following strategy should be adopted to write the first paragraph. First of all, place and then date. Then the answer of 3 W's. What, when, where, plus the outcomes observed, and your first paragraph for the above question should look like this. Now comes the middle paragraph, which is the main content and describes everything related to the incident, including reason, motive, details in brief, eyewitness account, casualties, damage, relief measures also if applicable. And your middle paragraph of an accident report should look like this. Now comes paragraph 3, which is conclusion. The report should be ended with the reasons and expectations and other relevant information. But ultimately, unpleasant events should be summarized with the future threats, and your concluding paragraph should look like this. Finally, हम कुछ ओवरऑल टिप्स यानी की पॉइंट्स की बात करते हैं. अगर ग्रामेटिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखा जाए तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज ऑलवेज यूज पास्ट टेंस टू राइट अ रिपोर्ट. मींस सब्जेक्ट सेकंड फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब प्लस ऑब्जेक्ट. हाँ, आप न्यूज़पेपर हेडलाइन को लिखने के लिए सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस यानी कि प्रेजेंट इंडेफिनिट का यूज भी कर सकते हैं, जिसका एक मेन फंक्शन जनरल ट्रुथ्स को एक्सप्रेस करना भी होता है. पॉइंट नंबर 2, always try to use maximum indirect speech or reported speech and passive voice to write a report. Reported speech इसलिए this is particularly made for reporting purpose and passive voice इसलिए because इसमें most important thing of person becomes the subject of the sentence and हमारी पूरी report automatically important things को highlight करते हुए most impressive बन जाती है. Some other notable points are events should be organized in a logical manner. मीन्स अगर आप इस वीडियो को अटेंटिवली देखते हैं तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट सभी पैराग्राफ्स में आने वाले थॉट्स प्री डिफाइंड एंड प्री डिसाइडेड हैं. ट्राई नॉट टू रीअरेंज देम एज पर योर ओन विश. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज मेकिंग अ बॉक्स इज ऑप्शनल. इट्स नॉट मैंडेटरी दैट यू हैव टू ड्रॉ अ बॉक्स, अदरवाइज मार्क्स वुड बी डिडक्टेड फॉर नॉट ड्रॉइंग. सो इट्स योर ओन विश. लेट मी रिमाइंड यू एन इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग दैट फॉर सम टाइम आपको न्यूज़पेपर को पब्लिक की तरह रीड नहीं करना है, बल्कि एक प्रोफेशनल रिपोर्टर की तरह रिटन रिपोर्ट्स में स्कोप ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट को सर्च करना है. दैट विल रियली हेल्प यू अ लॉट. एज आई ऑलवेज से दैट थिंकिंग इज सेकेंडरी बट थिंकिंग पैटर्न इज प्राइमरी. सो थिंक लाइक एन एडिटर. एंड इन द एंड, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग द वीडियो.